of unilateral coercive measures on the enjoyment of human rights are not systematic at all. The UN agencies and organs do not include it in the agenda and do not assess the impact of UCMs on indicators they monitor within the scope of their mandates, although the necessary information is often collected at the national level by the country teams, and the role of UCMs and the additional extraterritorial factor is undeniable. The only attempt to develop a sanctions assessment methodology was done in 2004 by OCHA and IASC to assess the humanitarian impact of UN Security Council resolutions on Iraq. In 2021, OCHA and IASC have developed guidance on the impact of sanctions and counterterrorism measures on humanitarian operations, which identify main indicators for assessment of impact on humanitarian actors and on humanitarian operations only, but didn't assess the impact on human rights of affected people. The national efforts to monitor and assess negative impact of unilateral sanctions are mostly limited to the collection of statistical data by relevant ministries with primary economic rather than humanitarian assessment. Sanctions-related databases prepared by private actors and universities are mostly limited in scope, developed with limited participation of the interested stakeholders, and often are aimed to ensure compliance rather than to monitor humanitarian impact in a specific country or to put pressure on the specific companies with access provided on the paid basis, so it's not available for the majority of people. Although all states are under obligation of due diligence and humanitarian precaution to ensure that their activity as well as activity under their jurisdiction and control do not affect human rights, and despite 3 calls for contributions sent by me for the development of the methodology, establishment of the monitoring tool and collection of information, no evidences have been ever received that sanctioning states monitor and assess humanitarian impact of measures they are applying.